What's up, y'all? Kendama, and I'm here with another Kendama unboxing. And today's unboxing is really exciting because this is directly from Kendamas. This is the first package I've received from Kendamas, and I just want to give a big shout out to Chad. Chad hit me up and was like, hey, you want to do a video on this new thing? And I was like, of course I want to do a new video on this new thing. So again, shout out Chad, and I hope you're enjoying Japan, bro. I hope you're enjoying Japan and learning the language, man. This is a collaboration between two companies, a continuation, some would say. We saw this beautiful collaboration happen about 2 years ago with the old 1-Up, and now we're seeing it with the 2-Up, and I'm very happy to say I have one in my possession. So let's get into this right now and see what we got in the box. Shout out Ant, shout out Bevel Worship. We got the knife, the beautiful Bevel Worship knife. Do you believe I was using random crap to open up boxes before? Now we got this nice knife. Boom. Boom. So we got the Kendama in the box. So we got a really dope, oh, this is directly from Chad. We got a really dope sticker, and it says, yo, Elijah, hope you enjoyed the new Zero 2-Up shape. Shred on, brother. Chado. So yeah, I forgot. Chad directly sent this to me. It wasn't from whoever ships this stuff. Chado sent this out to me. Appreciate it. Chad, you are the best, man. Bang! Here it is. We got the Zero 2-Up in its beautiful packaging right here. This is really cool. This is sick. This is cool. I haven't had a Oken package thing or product in a while. This is really cool. Let's unpack it. Really quickly though, it's your classic Oken packaging. They have like really, really nice packaging, all the attention to detail. You can read that if you want, you can pause it now. Let's get into the Kendama, shall we? So this one is unstrung, which is totally fine. That's all good. Boom. Bang. Look at that beautiful, beautiful Kendama right there. That thing is a hotness, hotness. So we got the Zero 2-Up from Kendamas x Okendamas. That's what I'm talking about, baby. The cool thing about being president in the Kendama community is that you get to see all these different things. I was there at NACO 2022 when they debuted those Spectraply Zero 1-Ups and those different woods and all that stuff. And it was just amazing because you got to see this really cool shape on some really amazing wood combos, some splices, Spectraplies, all that. And we have the same thing here with, you know, the Splice Zero 2-Up. This thing comes in 2 different colorways, I believe. There's a purple Neo Glaze colorway, but right here I have the red Neo colorway right here. I just want more testing on Neo to see how it is, but man, check how beautiful that red is right there. It's so sick. It's coming out more glossy on camera, but it is definitely like a matte thing. This Neo Tama is on ash, as you can see, so it is an ash Tama. Look at that grain. Ooh, Chad gave me a good grain. Check that out. That's a really nice grain mark right there. And then the coating on ash or just on any beautiful wood like that really makes it pop. So that's nice. We also got a little white cap right there. Shout out to Atlantic Kendamas, by the way. They were known for those like that design with the white cap on. Anyways, if you're an OG, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, kind of reminds me of that. But of course, we got that 70-30 split right there, which is nice. And then Okendama is really known for this, but they paint the inside of the bevels. Thankfully, this isn't colored. The colored ones are kind of hit or miss for me, especially if you use a darker color. But they did overspray the clear coat into the bevel. So I think that's really cool as well. So awesome, awesome Tama. Really, really cool right here. Next thing we have right here is the Zero 2-Up Ken, and this is so sick. So we got a nice stripe in the middle. I don't know what wood this is. It might be Sapel in the wood right here when I find out what it is, but it's definitely a maple base, right? From what I read on the website, it's a combination of the 2-Up from Kendamas, obviously, but then some of the angles and designs from the Zobens. And I actually have both, so we can kind of look at both those shapes and stuff, but let's go ahead and admire this real quick. That Latvian wood right here and the Latvian glue right here, which is so sick. The grain that I have is insane on this thing, and the way the grain is horizontal. Where's the hole? Is the hole? Yeah, the hole's that way. So the grain is going this way. Typically, you would see the reverse, and you would see that as the front of the Kendama, but this is the front of the Kendama right here, as you can see. We got the Soul sticker right there as well. That's really dope. And then we also got the Oken sticker right there. Really like both those seals. You got some really, really nice flat rims on the cup, which are really beautiful and cool. Check out those flat rims. Even on the base cup, all of them are the same amount of flatness, I would say, if that makes sense. Sometimes you only get flat cups on the Serato, and then you get a thin rim on the base cup, but all these are the same amount of flatness, I will say. The splice is also really clean as well. I don't know if you know this, but because of the laws and the toy laws in Latvia, the glue is different from what most people would would use. I think it has to do with like toxicity or something like that, but yeah, all glued and spliced in Latvia, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that's really sick right there. Let's go ahead and take out my 2-up and my Zobens, and let's go see a quick comparison of these. So here we got my one and only 2-up right here. This is the Linden Whalen Pro Mod one right here, which is really sick. Let's go ahead and do a cup comparison. So as you can see, the China version of the 2-up right here has very thin cup rims, again, compared to the flat cup rims. The spike seems just slightly taller, so it doesn't make it feel like a bigger shape by any means, but just a few millimeters taller the spike is. If we were completely flat, you'd be able to see, but even just touching the cups together and the bottom cups kind of being in the same level, you can kind of see that it is just slightly taller. Obviously, this has a fresh tip. So it seems like the inner parts of the Serato, going from here to here and again from here to here, they don't line up completely. It might be just like a tad wider on the Zero 2-up. And then obviously the angles are just way sharper. The Zero 2-up has just slightly more of a refined angle on the Serato, which is kind of interesting. It is kind of just like a sharper angle. Also, the slip stops are super different as well. The handle stall is very, very aggressive in its dip and the angle versus the normal 2-up, as you can see right there. Those are the comparisons of the angle. And then also, it looks like the normal 2-up from China has a bit of a wider handle stall. So this right here is just a little bit longer versus this, which is a little bit shorter, which might make the handle stalls a little bit better, we'll see. And then the ring stall is very different. They're very, very different. This has a very, very specific peak, very, very thin ring stall right there versus this, which it's not pointed as much upward and it has a little bit more surface area overall because it's not as thin as this handle stall right here. So that comparison right there, super crazy, the difference in the handle stalls. And then also the distance, because of the way this is turned and the way the angle is right here, it's almost as if there's just extra room in this slip stop versus here it feels a little bit more squashed. The way this is raised and turned and this like slope right here is higher, makes it feel a little bit different. So really, really interesting changes. They are not the same at all when it comes to the specific angles to these Kendamas, which is totally fine. Let's go ahead and grab my Zobens and we'll do a little bit of comparison there as well. So right here we got the Zoben. You kind of see where those like influences of the sharp angles come from. They kind of take the angles from the Zobens and then apply them slightly to the 2-up right here, which is really, really cool. This one has more of a flatter ridge. This one still has that 2-up kind of slant that everyone loves. And then the heights of the sword, that might be where they took it from. Actually, they look really the same. The heights of the sword, I believe, are the same. So the Zero 2-up took the height of the Zoben sword and applied it to it. So we're gonna see how that plays. I feel like the lunars are gonna be a little bit different, a little bit better on this. So that is very, very exciting. We got a Ken, we got a beautiful Tama. I'm gonna go string this up and then we're gonna film a couple tricks for you guys. All right, that was a dope little sesh we had with the Zero 2-up right here. This thing is pretty cool. So you can definitely feel the difference with the longer spikes, especially with the flips. If the Serato's all the way down, you get the fast Ken flips that you get from the Zero 2-up. And then if you shift it up a little bit higher, they feel not even to where you can notice, but the like 0.1% like a little bit slower. So you can tell the flipping difference, especially if you rock the 2-up a lot, you can tell the difference in the flipping, which is not bad at all. The lunar balance is very good. It still was retained. I would say there is a little bit more weight in the Serato for the normal 2-up versus this guy right here. So They're not like bad by any means. They're just not quite as good, at least in my opinion, to the normal 2-up right there, but they're still super honed because the 2-up has really amazing looter balance. If this is just 0.1% a notch down, yeah, that's not really a big deal, especially with this Neo Glaze, which this Neo Glaze, I swear to God, is Revo. I can't, guys, I can't anymore. But this is just like, yeah, it feels really grippy, very, very grippy, very close to what Revo is. And it looks like there are so many layers of clear on this batch. So if you're getting one from here, this has a lot of layers of Neo on it. So that's a good thing. One thing I will say this thing excels at is the stalls. The stalls are crazy. With this space being different right here, when you axe or when you underbird, that just locks in super hard right there. And that also means you have this opening to do this. It's hard, it's not easy, but you could try that if you want. You'd have to like land it exactly there though. So yeah. Ken flips felt just as fast as the 2-up, which is really, really good. All the flips, the taps are like ridiculously good on this for whatever reason. They are so bouncy on the Zero 2-up mod. The taps on the 2-up are really bouncy, and these are excessively more bouncy for whatever reason. I don't know what they did, but they did something different. This base hole is actually significantly wider than a normal 2-ups, so I don't know how they did it, but this thing is bouncy for the taps and feels super good to tap. So if you're a tapper, you definitely want to check this guy out. It just bounces back and forth super hard. Another really cool thing about this is that the slingers I feel like is like a little bit better, which is again really interesting. With I feel like more weight out of the base cup. Maybe the wideness of the serrato is helping a little bit to get more space in there. But yeah, the slings on this thing are crazy. They feel really good. I wouldn't PR on it, but it's on the levels of like 4s feel really good. The 5s feel really good, and you can pull them up pretty effortlessly. The only thing is this new ring stall and handle stall. I would say they're not quite as good as the normal 2-up, which is very interesting. This grip from the tama is actually making it harder because it's rocking instead of kind of sliding back and forth. I threw on one of my other tamas on it really quick just to see, and the balance points are pretty specific for the stalls, so you just want to watch, you just want to definitely look out for that if you're doing like handle stalls and stuff. Dude, overall, such a nicely crafted dama. You feel like you're playing a very premium dama when you're playing it. The maple quality is nice, all the wood quality is really nice. Everything about this is really nice. You got a premium clear, really premium woods, really premium dama. Can't go wrong with it at all. These are on, I believe, a lot of different places. You can get this off the Soul website. You can get this off Okendama if you're, closer in that part of the world. If you're in the US though, definitely cop off the Okendama's website. This thing is super awesome. This is like probably one of the best batches of Neo I've seen, and it's translucent red, which is sick. And then if you are a glazed person, you can check out the purple version of it, which is really cool. And this Maple Ken is just like really, really solid to play. It is super duper fun to play. So yeah, thank you again, Chad. Not a lot else to say about this. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe button, hit post notifications. You can be one of the first to watch these videos when they come out. And obviously sharing the video goes a long way for the channel. This is Elijah from Okendamas, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.